Thanks.
I don't know what you all took away from Michael, but what I took away is that the Democrats are going to win big in 2018. Is that what, that's what I heard. Thank you very much. That was very interesting. So next up, we have Thomas Peters on the stage, and Thomas has a real story for us about changing one's life in the face of tragedy and obstacles, and how you can turn it into something real and good, and as it turns out, effective. So let's welcome Thomas.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Do we have a clicker for me, perhaps? Thank you so much. Sure. I won't make everyone raise their hands, because I know, even though we were all campaigners, a lot of us aren't joiners. But just ask yourself, have I checked my phone in the last 5 minutes? Now ask yourself, in this next 7-minute speech, will I probably check my phone again? And if you're like me, the answer is yes. And that's the first point of my speech. We live in this thing called the attention economy. Time is our most precious asset, and attention is the way we spend it. As political consultants, we need to adapt to this new paradigm. Now, I came to this realization about the importance of time and attention on election night in 2012. I was at a Mitt Romney victory party in downtown DC. We realized early in the night that we had lost, big league. So the party quickly devolved into a bunch of depressed people sitting around an open bar. It was about that fun. I remember feeling hurt, angry, frustrated, defeated, and so like any responsible millennial, I went onto my smartphone and I started complaining. I started texting my friends and family back in Michigan, really blaming them, saying, why didn't you do more? Why didn't you do more than just go out and vote? And they pushed back and they said, hey, politics isn't our full-time job. We have to live our lives. We voted, what else are we supposed to do? And I realized that we were all using our smartphones that night to complain about losing, but there wasn't a single dedicated app that I, as a Republican, could use to organize with and win. We were not making it easy for people who had real lives to do the important things that we were always begging them to do, like donate, door knock, send messages, recruit their friends, etc. And when they did do something, we never rewarded them or recognized them. We didn't have their attention. And that's why apps are eating the world as we know it. The practical ones reward us for the time we spend with them. They make our lives easier and simpler, and they occupy our attention. Did you know that 90% of all time we spend on our smartphones is spent on an app? How many of you, since I began this talk, have already probably checked your phones? I bet you it was an app that distracted you. And that's the idea driving my company, UCampaign. Capture the attention of your top supporters where they live on their smartphones and make it as easy as possible for them to take action quickly. Great ideas sometimes get interrupted. On July 16th, 2013, a little less than 3 months after I got married, I was at a friend's house on the water, and I had a terrible swimming accident that left me a paralyzed quadriplegic in a wheelchair. After multiple surgeries, 3 months in 2 hospitals, I came home, discharged by my insurance, out of work, and began a grueling 2-year regime of physical rehabilitation to recover whatever function I could. When I came home, all I could really do was shrug my shoulders and move my head back and forth. Perhaps the cruelest thing that sunk in during this time was I realized I wasn't going to be a hotshot political consultant anymore. I wasn't going to be a spokesperson. I wasn't going to be flying around the country, pulling 18-hour days, hopping on TV shows, networking late into the night. And then one day, I remember very vividly, I learned how to hold my phone again. And I realized that my accident, even though it had closed a lot of doors, was giving me an opportunity. that I would have otherwise not had. The opportunity was to found the company that I dreamed of on election night 2012. I decided I would try to build the app that would help the next Republican win the White House, and that dream came true for me. Here's how we did it. We found a backer, I found one developer, and in July of 2014, we went to work. Everything I told you about the attention economy and the need for speed and ease, we put into the alpha version of the app. First of all, we tried to make it as easy as possible to do any action, 5 seconds or less. We tried to make sure the app had relevant information and content, so it was actually useful. And the biggest breakthrough was gamification. I spent, or wasted, if you ask my mom, a lot of time in my youth playing computer games. I knew that gamification got me hooked. And so we tried to make our app fun and social because at the end of the day, we're competing for people's attention. That's the enemy, how distracted people are. And so for every action, you earn points, or as we call them, action points, AP. Lots of AP earned you a badge, and that badge appeared next to you on the app's social timeline so you could stand out and be impressive in front of your friends. By the way, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these social networks use gamification, the number of followers, the number of likes. We simply expanded that concept to every single thing. It might be hard to see, but these are screenshots from a bunch of our apps where people are posting the top badge that they've earned, bragging about it, and then they're getting, we're talking about dopamine earlier, they're getting likes and responses from other people saying, good job, keep going. Our savviest clients take this concept of gamification and extend it into the real world with things like bumper stickers and Star Wars tickets for Ted Cruz supporters, or front row seats at the kickoff rally for Danilo Medina's top supporters in the Dominican Republic. Again, anything that grabs people's attention and gets them more addicted to the app. Our ideas and our theories got their first encounter with reality when we launched the official Ted Cruz app on July 7th, 2015, which we built from the ground up using our UCampaign platform. We didn't start with 5-star reviews. I remember that very vividly. But we iterated and improved on our concept by reading thousands of pieces of feedback from Ted Cruz's top digital activists, and we built the app that they asked for. Social news feed, user profiles and timelines, social plugins, more ways to earn points, dozens of action types. And that's how he kept his supporters engaged over the 9 months that we ran his campaign. By the end of it, the app had been downloaded over 90,000 times. Supporters accomplished 1.5 million actions just by giving out bumper stickers and t-shirts, including 350,000 peer-to-peer messages. And we invented a feature that allowed a user to see in the app which of their friends and family were most likely to support Cruz, and we asked them to send a personal message encouraging them to vote for him. We started out by having his supporters send about 3,800 of these personalized messages to people walking into the 2016 Iowa caucuses, which Cruz won by slightly over 6,000 votes. This was a message from a friend or family member they knew, so we knew it would grab their attention, and we did this for every primary going forward. Again, the magic was capturing people's attention. After Cruz, we built the official UK Vote Leave app, which was the craziest 3 weeks of my life, but I'm not allowed to talk about it because I don't have enough time. You'll have to invite me back next year if you want to hear that story. When it came to building the official Donald Trump for President app, we had the experience of the Cruz and Brexit apps behind us. We knew which kind of actions people liked, what was the best ways to motivate them, and how to keep their attention. Daily check-in bonus, weekly leaderboards, live videos of rallies, and how to get them to engage their wider audience, personal invite codes, crowdfunding tools, etc. By election day, 150,000 Trump supporters had downloaded the app. They had performed 1.2 million actions. And in the final 7 weeks, that included 300,000 of these peer-to-peer get-out-the-vote messages targeting persuadable voters in swing states. And these are some of the badges they came up with, all the way from apprentice to big league. By this point, at the end of the election, we'd made it so easy for a supporter to have an impact that within 5 minutes of downloading the app, if they said yes, we would scan their contacts and show them all the people they knew that we believed would vote for Trump, and it gave them a pre-scripted message to send personally that would match that recipient's top issue. So it asked me to send my mom in Michigan a message saying that only Trump will repeal Obamacare, and it asked me to send a text to my aunt in Florida saying that only Trump had a plan to build the wall. This is nothing like what we had in 2012. It was easy, effective, and fun, and it worked. In 2017, we expanded the UCampaign idea to 12 countries. We've now produced over 50 apps. Our goal in 2018, because you can't run an election the way you did even the year before, in 2018, the idea is to grab everyone's attention, not just your top supporters who will download an app. The way to do that is peer-to-peer text messaging. In 2018, text will be the new email. Our new app, Rumble Up, is our way to grab everyone's attention by being able to send them a peer-to-peer text message from a real person, even if they haven't opted in. Our goal is to send 75 million of these in 2018. Because we know, if you think about it for a moment, if I sent you a text message, would it grab your attention? The answer is yes. That's half the goal. Sometimes the most wonderful opportunities in life come about as a result of the worst things that could ever happen to you. If it wasn't for my accident nearly 5 years ago, I would probably still be working in a cubicle, and I wouldn't have been able to start the company that achieved the successes that brought me here to this stage today. So to my wife and to the small, crazy, dedicated team that made this all possible, thank you. You rock. I'll just close by saying that if you want to get my attention, the best way to do that is to text me. And thank you so much for yours.
Well, as evidence of this association's commitment to bipartisan content, we're going to go from